to my channel. My name is Rochelle, and as you can see in the title below, I'll be talking about life in Edmonton. So before we get into this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment in the comment section below. So before we get into this video, disclaimer, this is based off my own personal experience. Ever since I moved to Edmonton 5 years ago from Toronto, I've always gotten a lot of questions from people that I know or my friends about life in Edmonton. Do I like it here? What it is like living here? So this video is for you guys, for anyone out there who is interested in relocating to Edmonton, for newcomers to Canada, if you're trying to decide on which province you would like to live in. I think you can find this video extremely helpful. So let's get into it. So for me, do I like living in Edmonton? I've always gotten that question. Do you like living there? Is it boring? What it is like? So for me, personally, I do love living in Edmonton. I do. If I did not, I would have moved back to Toronto like from ever since. So for me, I've been living in here. I love it. One thing that I've found about the city is that people are extremely friendly here. Well, based off my own personal experience, I do find people here in Edmonton to be pretty friendly. Because for me, in the neighborhood that I live in, I go for morning walks on the weekend, not during the week, but on the weekend. I do go on walks with my daughter. I do take her to either ride her bike or her scooter. And pretty much being in our community, people always say good morning to us, hi, or even my daughter like, hey, how are you? So I do find people pretty friendly here. I've never been walking and like people would show me like a bad face or anything based off my own personal experience. So the people in my community, I do find them extremely friendly. Another thing, I do find the city to be very clean. If you're looking for like a chill lifestyle, I do recommend Edmonton. It's pretty chill here. It's not a busy, fast-paced environment. Well, if I'm comparing the city to maybe like Toronto or Vancouver, it's not that busy. For me, even driving to work in the morning, the traffic is not that insane. In my own experience, the traffic is not that insane. So it's pretty chill. It's not that fast paced. The city is very clean. People are friendly, and we do get a lot of sun here. So during the summer, it's extremely sunny. So we do get a lot of sunlight if you are looking for that. So yeah. In terms of weather, oh yeah, I have some stuff jotted down here in my phone. In terms of weather, it is very cold here. It will go as low as negative 40 degrees Celsius. I remember last year December, Alberta was the coldest place on earth. So it does get pretty cold here. In terms of how I've managed the cold weather, for like the first few years, I did not have a car. And I think for me, you do feel it more if you are taking public transportation. For me, just please make sure that you get a good winter jacket, good winter boots, and make sure that you layer up to deal with this cold. But if you do have a car, you don't really feel it that much, but unless you're taking public transportation. So just make sure that you layer up. That would be my best advice for anybody. In terms of public transportation, the transit system here, if you're comparing it to a city like Toronto or Vancouver, our transport system sucks. For me, when I moved here, coming from Toronto, because in Toronto, in my experience, the bus would come like every 5 to 7 minutes. Here it would come, well, it comes, usually comes around like every 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. So it all depends. For me, I live on a pretty good route where the bus that I took to work at the time would come every 10 to 15 minutes. So that was not bad. But for anyone, if you're interested in moving here, I would say at some point you need to invest in getting a car because transportation is not the best. But I mean, it is what it is. You have to do what you have to do until you get what you actually want. So I mean, don't let it just because the bus system is not the best, you're gonna be like, oh, you know what, I'm not gonna move here. But again, just invest in a car. But the transportation, it is what it is, you know. So yeah. So the next thing that I've always been asked is finding job, right? In terms of finding job, is it hard to find a job here in Edmonton? In my opinion, I would say it's pretty easy to find a job. Well, in my job searching, for me personally, when looking for jobs, it has been really easy for me to find jobs. It's never been like a situation where it's extremely hard. But again, based off my own personal experience, but in terms of looking for jobs, I would say it's pretty easy. It's not that like, oh my goodness, you're never gonna find a job. You'll eventually find a job. So I would say looking for a job, it's not that hard. You will eventually find a job. Another thing is affordability. Is Edmonton a relatively affordable city to live in? I would say yes. If you're comparing Edmonton to other counterparts such as Vancouver and Toronto, you can see the difference as it relates to affordability. Edmonton is a very affordable city to live in, and again, we only do pay 5% taxes here in Alberta. In the province of Alberta, we do pay 5% tax. So it is affordable in terms of whatever you're looking for, if it's clothes or food or anything, or even cost of living with rent, utilities. It is pretty affordable if you're comparing to other parts of Canada. So yes, I would say it's very affordable. For me, the only thing that I do find a little bit pricey here is if you're like, for me, I'm Jamaican. So for me, just to go to the Caribbean store to get food, I do find it a little bit more expensive compared to like if you're in Toronto. But again, I do think it's a little bit more affordable because there's not a lot of Caribbean stores in Edmonton. Well, maybe, I don't know, but for me, I've found two that are pretty good. So I would say maybe because of the distance of how long it takes to get here, I think the distance plays a part as it relates to why it's a little bit more pricey than you are willing to be paying for. So the next thing I've always been asked is Edmonton diverse? I would say yes. In my opinion, I do find the city to be very diverse. Yes, it is. Whatever you're looking for, you do see a lot of different groups here. So if you are looking for Black people, Africans, Asians, Indigenous, it's very diverse. And one thing that I also do find with friend groups are pretty diverse based off what I have seen when I have been out and about. And even for my friend group that I have, my friends are pretty diverse. I don't just have friends that look like me. I have friends of various backgrounds. So I would say the city is very diverse. Yes. Another question that I've always been asked is racism. I've always been asked, like, is Alberta racist? I heard that it's pretty racist. I would never move there, blah, 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 da, da, da. I mean, I'm not gonna deny that racism does not exist in Alberta. It does. For me, for my 5 years living here, I have never experienced racism. And I'm not saying that it does not, and I'm not trying to take away from someone else's experience, but just based off my experience and just moving and just going through and navigating through this city, I have not encountered it. Yeah, I have not encountered it, but it is here. I would say it is, but I have not, but I mean, it is what it is. Not everyone, I don't think I would say is for anyone out there. I mean, if you're like worried about like that, I would say stay away from small towns. That's what I would say. Stay away from small towns. Try to be in an environment that is more diverse, where people are used to seeing people of color. So again, yeah, so that's just based off my own personal experience. Also, a question that I've always been asked, what's Alberta's let me not say Alberta. What is Edmonton's nightlife? Is there a nightlife in Edmonton? For me personally, I am not a person that you will be seeing going outside during the night. I'm more of a homebody, or a person who likes going out to try new restaurants with their friend and going out to shop. I think that's just more of my vibe. If you're looking for more of a nightlife, I really do not recommend Edmonton. There's no nightlife here. In my opinion, there's none. If you're looking for a nightlife, I would not recommend Edmonton. I would recommend Calgary more. I think Calgary has more of a nightlife scenery with clubs, parties. So another question that I've always been asked is about shopping, in terms of when I say shopping for like fashion. Anyways, any store that you're looking for, it's here. So from high-end luxury to just regular stores, it is here. You will find it. So if you're a person that likes to shop like myself, come on. The stores are here. So it's not like Alberta is a less developed province. It's pretty developed here. It's just that we have, I wouldn't say we have two major cities, but I would say we have two cities that people have decided to either live in Edmonton or Calgary, but people are sprinkled across the province. So yes, and then shopping is pretty good here. It's pretty good, and you can go in stores and pretty much find whatever you're looking for. If you can't find it in the store, then online, check online. So yeah, and also one thing that I can say for anyone, if you're looking to move here, please get yourself familiarized with hockey. Edmontonians love their hockey. We are obsessed with hockey. Even for me, just living here, and I don't know, like every time I go to work, all they can talk about is hockey, and I've become like quite fond of it. It's not my sport, but I have gotten like really fond of it. So let's go Oilers. So yeah, again, for me, just living here, I've had nothing but positive experience. I do enjoy living here. For me, the only thing that I really don't like, I would say, is the weather. As I mentioned, it does get pretty cold here, like -40, -45, and that's very horrific. And I don't think anyone could ever get used to that type of weather, but it is what it is. I do like living here. It's very peaceful. It's very chill. And for me, I don't think, for me, I don't find like fast, like that type of environment, like if you're living in Toronto, like the boom boom boom, like it's not for me. I don't like that. So so yeah, I think this video is for pretty much anyone who out there is interested in relocating to Alberta. I do recommend this province for anyone, especially if you have family and you have kids. It's very family and kids oriented, in my opinion. So yeah, as I mentioned, it's very peaceful here. It's very chill. Yeah, it's very chill. And I mean, if you're looking for affordability and somewhere where you can work hard, um, get money, and live your best life, I would say this is somewhere where you can actually do that. You can actually live here, work, and live comfortably instead of, oh my goodness, cost of living is beating me so bad. So I hope anyone out there who is interested in relocating to Alberta, you found this video extremely helpful. And again, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I see you guys watching my videos, but you're not subscribing. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment in the comment section below. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye.